Hi, my name is Charmaine, also known as Unplant Parenthood. I live in New Westminster, British Columbia. I am a plant parent to too many plants, and today I'm going to be showing you my space. New Westminster is a slice of paradise. I picked up a plant here a couple years ago and I was like, this is where I want to live. My ex-boyfriend, he was into plants. At first I thought it was kind of lame. I was just like, oh, this guy that I'm dating is just like into plants and creating these little terrariums. But I actually started doing it and was like, that was like the most fun that I've ever had. I got into the world of imported aroids and it just opened up this door to plants that I never knew existed. I really wanted to show you guys this plant here. This is an Anthurium crystal mag crossed with a dark Forgetii. It is by no means my most rare plant or even most expensive plant, but it's definitely, I would say, my most special, and that's because I made it. I had two of my plants that were flowering at the same time, decided to cross them, and it took. So this was the result of it. It definitely has like the Forgetii features. It's really, really round, and it's fun because it has this partially fused sinus, and it's so cute. It has the venation of a crystal mag, but sort of that darkness of the Forgetii, and I just think it got the best features from both parents. I am constantly pushing this plant on my YouTube channel because I feel like this is the one plant that every plant parent needs. Whether you only like succulents or cacti or anthurium, you don't realize that you need a tortum until you have it. My favorite part about this plant is that it's just so, it's kind of creepy in a way. It's giving, I don't know, they kind of look like fingers, and it's really rigid and stiff, and it has the creepiest but coolest emergent leaf, and it's a really, really fun plant to grow. I actually find it pretty easy as well. It really does not require much besides, I would say, warmth and light. Not super thirsty. I do have it growing in a no drainage vessel, and it's just in a really chunky amended soil mix. I would call this a pretty low maintenance philodendron. So my plant room, it's kind of like my woman cave, you know? If someone wrote like a manuscript for like how to be the best plant parent, number one is gonna say drainage holes. I grow without drainage holes. I'm not saying that drainage holes are bad, they're just annoying. And when you have drainage holes, water is running out of the pots, things dry out a lot faster, and I just can't keep up with it. So with growing in enclosed systems, it's just so much easier for me to maintain the watering. I can see exactly what's going on. I can see root health. I can see if any like nasty fungus or mold is growing. It's easier for the plants to visually communicate with me what they need. We use things like perlite, lava rocks, pumice, vermiculite, so many different things that goes into the mix that there are, you know, little air pockets here and there. And unless you're like drowning your plant and not giving it any light, they can grow pretty well. They can grow, I would say, as well as any plant would with drainage holes. This is one of my newer acquisitions, but it was a wish list plant for a long time. This is an Anthurium Veitchii super narrow. It has these really, really cool and like tight ribbing that is really unlike any other aroid out there. It's got these really, really sharp sort of ridges and spines, and it's just so cool. It kind of looks like a plant that would be a bit more high maintenance, but it's been pretty low key. I'm keeping it in one of my reptile enclosures. This is called an Exoterra, and right now this is getting about, I want to say 70% humidity on a good day, but more around like the 60%. Doesn't require a ton of humidity. I know a lot of people that grow this outside of a greenhouse. I am growing it in a mixture of soil and tree fern fiber. Also growing in no drainage, and it seems happy as a clam. Now I'm just like deep into the plant hole, obviously, as you can tell. I think it's such a great hobby. It brings a lot of peace to me. I have ADHD, so having a hobby like this where I am constantly being pulled in different directions, I kind of thrive in that environment. If you're having a bad mental health day or week or month, you don't have the mental capacity to be giving them as much attention as maybe you should. So as your mental health sort of takes a plummet, so do your plants. But then, you bounce back out of it, you give the plants what they need, and then they bounce right back. They're very forgiving that way, some of them. I am very thankful for my plants, for my mental health, and I'm probably the best that I've been in a long time. And I think a lot of it is due to my plants.